Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or visit beacongrenada.com.
How am I supposed to finish cooking like this?
I wonder if climate change is behind all these water shortages. Time to think about the future.
It's really time to invest in a proper water storage tank,
What water tanks you guys have available?
We have 450 gallons for a family of 3, 800 gallons for a family of 5, and 1,000 gallons for a family of 7. Purchasing any of these tanks will ensure that you have enough water stored.
Don't be like me and wait until you're out of water. Be smart. Be prepared. Invest in a proper water storage tank today.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess and Klein and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only. Hey, gotta say hello and welcome to everyone currently tuned into another Mikey Live program. My name is Mikey Hutchinson and we are coming to you live from the Spice of the Caribbean, that is Grenada. Of course, we are just coming out of a very long weekend. I hope that you had a good time. I mean, not all the time you get holidays like that, man. It's like you go from Friday and still you have a holiday on a Monday. Yeah, man. And so people got the chance to rest. Some people got the chance of putting some extra work. It is what it is. And we're hearing from Bishop Clyde Harvey regarding the death of the Pope. Also hearing from the Prime Minister, the leader of His Majesty's opposition. We're also hearing about one man who has been remanded to His Majesty's prisons on non-capital murder charge. And as well, police say that they are investigating a homicide in Carriacou. There was a protest this morning, a one-man protest in the city. A teacher, we'll talk to you about that. And the Royal Grenada Police Force says it was relatively quiet in terms of crime and incidents and so on. It was a relatively quiet Easter, which is always good. Attempts are being made to arrest the pretty Alasni situation in Grenada. We'll talk to you about that and more things on the business. The Carifta team is back home. Welcome home, guys. You guys did an amazing job. We're taking a break. Coming back, gotta let you know headlines brought to you through the kind compliments of course Grenada Limited, Digicel Nawasa. We've got Real Value IGA Supermarket. We've got the Bigny Insurance. We're also having on board with us the G Cruise project. We'll be back.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via Superb Service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Shop with confidence at Quartz. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
All right, so welcome back. So the Pope died on Easter Monday. Interestingly, he died on Easter Monday, and of course that took the Catholic faith, hard. There were a lot of plans as well that the Catholic Church had for Easter, and those plans had to be put away, because their leader died. He had been ailing for a while. He had recently been released from hospital, but there were hopes that Pope Francis was going to pull through and was going to be in good health again, but that was not to be. Bishop Clyde Harvey took the opportunity to address the Catholic Church, on the passing of His Holiness Pope Francis.
It was with great sadness and thanksgiving that we learned of the death of Pope Francis today. Pope Francis was one of the great popes with a tremendous task. He was called to the office when the world was changing rapidly, and the church had to respond with the joy of Christ, the joy of the gospel as he calls it, to that world in change. He did a lot of work over the past 11 years, and we must treasure the legacy he leaves us. Meanwhile, we have to mourn as we must. I said Mass this morning for the repose of his soul in the cathedral, and then we will have a formal celebration later on when the funeral arrangements are clear. For the rest, I have had one difficult decision to promulgate. Because of the situation with Pope Francis's death, we cannot have the usual celebrations that occur in some parishes around Easter, harvests, and the like. So all of that is cancelled until further notice. Postponed is the equivalent word. I am simply asking you to be considerate in this regard, because if you were preparing a birthday party for your father and your mother died, you would cancel the party. And
that was the Bishop Clyde Harvey on the passing of the Pope. We also heard from the Prime Minister about the passing of the Pope. He says, from the halls of the government administration, Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell extends a heartfelt condolences, deeply sorrowful, over the passing of His Holiness Pope Francis. Prime Minister Mitchell says that Pope Francis was considered by many as a moral giant of our times. He described him as a humble servant leader, a voice for the poor and marginalized, whose life was defined by compassion and justice. Prime Minister Mitchell noted that the Pope's voice resonated far beyond the walls of the Vatican region and in the hearts of people across the Catholic faith. His leadership, he says, inspired millions to see the world not through the lens of division, but through the eyes of mercy and love, and that even in his time of illness, Pope Francis dared to serve with courage and humility, a lesson for all to follow. We also heard from the leader of His Majesty's opposition, that's Honorable Emmeline Pierre. It says they are extending heartfelt condolences to the Catholic Church and the wider Catholic community in Grenada. Opposition leader Emmeline Pierre described Pope Francis as a towering figure of compassion, humility, and moral courage. She says his unwavering commitment to justice, fairness, and kindness, especially towards the marginalized and disenfranchised, left an indelible mark on the church and the world. Now, she tells the Catholic Church community that at this solemn time, her thoughts and prayers are with them, with wishes of God granting strength, peace, and comfort, continuing to mourn such great loss. All right, and so we are moving on. What else do we have to tell you? Now, a 29-year-old by the name of Kish Duncan of Harford Village in St. Andrew has been remanded to His Majesty's prisons after being charged with non-capital murder, a very serious charge. Duncan is accused of unlawfully causing the death of a 56-year-old man by the name of Lennox Bain of Mount Carmel in St. Andrew through unlawful harm. The charge follows investigations into a fatal hit-and-run incident that occurred last Friday, April 18, 2025, in Mikey in St. Andrew. Now, he is scheduled to reappear in court on the 12th of May, 2025. Meanwhile, the Royal Grenada Police Force has reported 30 minor traffic accidents and one serious accident across the state during the Easter weekend, spanning from 12 a.m. on April 18th to 12 a.m. on April 21st. Now, the RGPF reminds all road users to remain vigilant and practice safe driving at all times, noting that every step taken towards caution contributes to a safer road and safer roads for everyone. Now, they also reported that they appreciated the public's reaction and cooperation during the entire Easter weekend. You understand? In a statement issued today, the Commissioner of Police applauded the unwavering dedication, professionalism, and vigilance displayed by officers who were on duty during the holiday period. According to the Commissioner, the seamless collaboration between law enforcement and the public played a key role in maintaining peace and order, with no major incidents reported across the trial and state during the Easter events. All right, so which is good. So there were specific Easter related events. Sometimes you'll find that there are like fights and scuffles and so on that happens during those times. Well, the police said that they were not, so that's good. There was an incident that took place in Carriacou that police are actively investigating. Officers are said to be actively investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of Jay Warwick, who's a 33-year-old boat captain of Petite Martinique, who resided at Beauséjour, Carriacou. Now, yesterday, Monday, 21st April 2025, the report says that based on information received, officers proceeded to Creighton, Carriacou, where they discovered the motionless body of Mr. Warwick. They say that his body was discovered in some bushes with wounds over and about his body. The body was examined at the scene by a medical doctor and pronounced dead. The report goes on to state that 2 men are currently in police custody, assisting with the investigations into that matter. So we will be able to have some more details once, if charges are preferred, against those who are currently assisting police with their investigation into that matter. It is not the first time he's been in the news. In fact, I think it was a couple of months ago. He came out and he said that somebody burnt his boat, and stuff like that. So he's been in the news. We don't know if there's any link, but Grenada small. With time, we will know more about this particular incident. So one teacher set out on a one-man protest today in front of the Esplanade Mall. You understand? And he was actually protesting his dissatisfaction over what he's saying that is unfair treatment against him. You know him? Well, some. His name is Dexter Warren. Yes, Dexter Warren. I know him from the St. Rose Modern Secondary School. Now, he's claiming that he's been a teacher at that institution for over 17 years. However, as of next Monday, April 28th, he will be transferred to the Ministry of Education. That seems to him as a unreasonable move. He's saying that he's unhappy about a lot of things and decided to stage a one-month silent protest. All right, he had a little plaque and thing. You understand? And he's asking the authorities, the higher authorities, to look into his situation. You understand? Ain't nothing wrong with a little protest, a little silent protest, when you feel like your back is against the wall. So, I guess in this case, he feels like his back is against the wall. So, the 2025 Carifta Games, it was held in Trinidad and Tobago over the past 3 days. It has come to an end. It was over the Easter holiday. You understand? And so the 33-member team arrived back home this morning. They had a nice like a ceremony. You understand? They had a nice like a ceremony, man. You understand? And they lined them up and they had like a talk thing and thing like that. Grenada didn't do too bad at all. You understand? We came up really good. We did well. Now, it was impressive. Because we're coming up against the region, basically. You understand? So, Jamaica captured the top spot. They won 30 gold medals. You understand? And that was a lot. And they were followed by the Bahamas, 16, Trinidad and Tobago, 9, and Grenada in just around 4th with 2 gold medals, 13 overall medals, including 6 silvers and 5 bronze. So we didn't do too bad for such a small country. You understand? So again, congratulations to everybody who participated, everybody who had anything to do with our performances in Trinidad. Now, word on the ground is that after Guyana would have declined for the hosting of the 2026 games, that it will be happening in Grenada. That's subject to confirmation, but of course it's been reported. All right, now we go get it thing. Right. All right, so we're moving on. How we looking? People? So, once again, the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources launched a new initiative on Monday. It's aimed at tackling the serious issue that we are facing here in Grenada, pretty lasting across the country. People thieving, people thing. It tough people. You understand? Out of 200 applicants, 45 pre-larceny prevention recruit officers began a 5-week training program at Camp Celine, that's Point Celine, under the supervision of the RGPF Training School. All right, that is to be inducted as the newest members of the pre-larceny task force. This program is part of the ministry's effort to strengthen its human resource and empower the unit to effectively address pre-larceny. Again, thieving, pre-larceny sound too nice. Thereby significantly reducing the threats to farmers and safeguard Grenada's food security. And trust me, if we do something about it, then farmers and them will be disappointed, discouraged, disenfranchised, and then the next thing you know, we importing all kind of thing. You understand? Officially opening the pre-larceny task force training, the Minister of Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources, Honorable Andrews. I guess as much about y'all know how to breed when I come. When them name and then portfolio on them long, I just have to take a bread. Yeah. Right, good. Honorable Lennox Andrew encouraged the trainees to fully engage with the training modules and to approach the issue of pre-larceny with objectivity when dealing with the offenders.
If we, in fact, can not just control, but eradicate pre-larceny in our country, then we would be making one of the biggest contributions to the social and economic transformation of our homeland and of our people. That's the importance of what you will be doing. So you got to be firm, but you got to be fair. Those who are involved in Project Lassity, they are well organized. I could tell you that, because I talked to some of them. They're well organized. You see the items by the roadside, the 2 bags by the roadside? It's because a vehicle is passing to collect them. Yeah? They know where the market is. Yeah? They know at what time of the day to go out and collect what they have to collect.
And that's the absolute truth. As he's saying, they are more organized than we would even be willing to accept. Now, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, that's Isaac Bagwan, praised the Pre-Deal Larceny unit within the ministry for their dedication in launching the training program, referring to Pre-Deal Larceny as a cancer of the agricultural sector. He commended the recruits for making the bold step to at least to be part of the change, but advised them that the task ahead is not going to be an easy one.
The Ministry of Agriculture is happy that you have been selected. We hope that you could stay the course. We do expect that you take your work seriously. We are at the ministry putting a number of structures in place. As you know, you'll be deployed into various districts based on the agricultural districts. Of course, it is not 8 to 4 job. For those of you who had that notion that you come in 8 to 4, then please get that notion out of your head, because the criminals don't knock off at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah? They continue to work. They continue to work on weekends. They continue to work on holidays. We have to understand how they think, how they react, and of course to be able to be a step ahead, because quite frankly, some of them are much smarter than us and they keep ahead. So we have to also be on top of the game. So the Ministry of Agriculture is very committed to this process. We have a budgetary allocation of approximately $600,000 that we put in towards this unit. Again, it is not 2 separate units, it is 1 unit under the RGPF. Of course, the Ministry of Agriculture under Inspector Daniel would manage that aspect, but we do expect some of the issues that would come up may be criminal in intent, and of course the police have to do the initial investigation, etc. And you, of course, would supplement and to be able to follow through.
Thank you, sir. I don't mind being part of this. Trust me, if I didn't have my own thing going, I wouldn't mind to help develop the strategies, of course, and incorporate the necessary technological devices and strategies in getting some of these criminals. And yeah, I would have liked to do that if I didn't have my thing going, because I know how much of a problem that can be. Yeah, but anyway, so the course curriculum includes tutorials on powers and duties, also general governance, pocketbook entry, also report writing and statements, powers and modes of arrest, also human rights, escorting prisoners, personal and professional development, ethics in law enforcement, public speaking, the justice system, and more. Now, Superintendent Holly George emphasized that the recruitment of these officers has been long overdue, highlighting its importance in strengthening Grenada's food security and addressing the challenges posed by Pre-Deal larceny.
We had partnered in the past with the Ministry of Agriculture, and there was a vibrant Pre-Deal larceny team that experienced a lot of difficulties, and though it's still alive, it's struggling. So you coming in at this juncture, new blood, is ideal and very, very important. So I want you to understand the importance of the undertaking that you're about to engage in. I want to encourage you to give it your all, give it your best, because you will be standing in the gap to help try and revive our food security within Grenada. And I'm very concerned about it because not only the prairie alasani, but the thieves are stealing the crops of the farmers. That is very frustrating.
Yes, sir. It is. Yes, sir. So we had to fix the business. All right, we had to fix the business. What else do I have to tell you? Okay, time running out. We gotta take a break. And when we come back, what we will have for you is the national report. Don't cry. We take it. Break goes short. Oh gosh, why is that one, boy? Okay, so let's say hello to a couple people. Celine, Jennifer, Cher, and the crew on YouTube. Blessings to you. My mom, Lintana, and the rest of the family. Hello. Java, I see you there. Charmaine, Yvonne, Hazel, Hazelin, Jacinta, Sherilyn, Joseph, Diana. Who else? Everybody. Hello. Thank you for being here with us. We're taking a break. All right, Java, make sure. Barbara, I see you. Make sure them people share the thing. As usual, you're doing a good job. I can tell you that all the time. You understand? You take over Shirin and them and all. Where's Shirin? I bet you Shirin today. Shirin, where you? Show your face. Alright. Share. Kado, how are you? So, Michelle, I see you. I see you, Michelle. So, we're taking the thing. And we're coming back. But, of course, we can't take the thing without giving you the weather. And so the Met Office make sure we had the weather all the time. Pick up the staff at the Met Office. We can tell you that the weather is expected to be the weather is expected to be partly cloudy with few light isolated showers. Tonight's minimum temperature 25 degrees Celsius. Now the winds expected to be easterly to southeasterly at 5 to 15 miles per hour, becoming variable to calm at times. Now seas slight to moderate with waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. Weather for Wednesday is expected to be partly cloudy to cloudy with few light isolated showers. Max temperature 30.5 degrees Celsius, minimum 25. Winds easterly to southeasterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate with waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. We're taking a break. Yvonne, yes. We're taking that break. And we are coming back again. When we return, we've got the national reports. They're right there.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or visit beacongrenada.com.
How am I supposed to finish cooking like this?
I wonder if climate change is behind all these water shortages. Time to think about the future.
It's really time to invest in a proper water storage tank, you know.
What water tanks you guys have available?
We have 450 gallons for a family of 3, 800 gallons for a family of 5, and 1,000 gallons for a family of 7. Purchasing any of these tanks will ensure that you have enough water stored.
Don't be like me and wait until you're out of water. Be smart. Be prepared. Invest in a proper water storage tank today.
at any time and have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess and Klein and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Shop with confidence at Quartz. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
This is the GIS News for Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025. I am Chrisanne Mitchell. In the headlines, government and sporting officials welcome home the Grenada Carifta team after an outstanding performance in the regional games. And Foreign Affairs Minister Honorable Joseph Andal announces Grenada's honorary consul in Japan. Details of these stories and more, plus a look at the weather when we return.
Vegetation management at Grenlec is one of our key components of our preventative maintenance program. So we do the majority of our tree trimming or vegetation management before the hurricane season. From our experiences with Hurricane Beryl and Hurricane Ivan, the major damage we suffered to our network was a result of trees falling onto our lines and damaging our infrastructure. So it's important to have that adequate clearance from the power lines, so it will increase our reliability in terms of the safety to our customers. That's very important. We don't want the public getting too close to our power lines. Additionally, to prevent wildfires, we do our patrol and inspections of our lines where we identify trees that are too close to the lines in terms of height or width. We need at least a 10-foot clearance, and we identify trees that are too tall, and if they fall to the lines can cause outages and fires. We use external contractors for the majority of the tree trimming. We also use our in-house linemen if the lines are too close to the power lines, and we need the use of the bucket truck. Sometimes based on the closeness, we have to take outages. So as the public, we need your help in giving permission to cut the trees on your property. And if you notice any trees that are too close to the power lines, you can always call us at Grenlec to come in and safely remove them.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with but a step. So the journey of a year begins with but a sec. 1 second is the difference between old and new. The difference between what you have done and what you have to do. 1 second is the difference between who you were and who you are going to be. The difference between a year of expectations and a year of memories. Awaiting you is a year of opportunities and new moves. Just one final second to reflect. And then we must embrace indeed. I reckon 1 second is all we need.
Welcome back. After an impressive display of sportsmanship, determination, and resilience, Grenada's 2025 Carifta team has returned home with a proud haul of 2 gold, 6 silver, and 5 bronze medals. A welcome home ceremony was held earlier today at the Morris Bishop International Airport. More in this report from Karine Maureen Alexander, Public Relations Officer in the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
The Grenada Track and Field Carifta team were greeted to a welcome ceremony organized by the Ministry of Youth and Sports on Tuesday morning at the Morris Bishop International Airport. Minister for Youth and Sports Honorable Delma Thomas welcomed the team, commended them for the great representation of Grenada and doing their best despite our size as a nation.
Carifta was nothing short of spectacular for Grenada. Our track and field athletes put us on the map and made their presence feel among the regional powerhouses. That is important. Yes. You see, we are a little dot on the map. Jamaica and Trinidad, they are millions plus. So the very fact that we are among the top 4 speaks volume. And so we must commend you for your hard work, for your dedication. 2 gold, 6 silver, 5 bronze. You know, even those who did not make it on the podium, you performed extremely well. And we, as a small island, we were in mostly every race. And that too need to be commended, medal or not.
Honorable Andy Williams, speaking on behalf of the Prime Minister, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, further encouraged them to keep striving for greatness, no matter the obstacles that may come their way.
I just want to start by recognizing my colleagues, Senator and Ministers, Cabinet Ministers, and everyone inside here. I wouldn't be long, but I want to, secondly, show my appreciation to the parents for really sticking by your kids and providing them the support. I also want to recognize the coaches and who have been working with each and every athlete here in this room. And your success would have been, dependent on the hard work of your coaches. Personally, I know Coach Lee, who really, go out of his way to make a difference, and all the other coaches, and I applaud you for that. To the athletes, I just want to say that years ago, I went to the Grenada Bay Secondary School. I don't know if you know it, right? But years ago, when you hear about Carifta and you hear an athlete from Grenada get a medal in Carifta, it's a big thing. And when I'm seeing now that we are coming back with 2 golds, 6 silvers and bronze and so, it's just amazing. And it shows that the quality of our athletes are improving, and you are really putting us on the map once again. So I want to just say to all the athletes here in this room to continue doing what you're doing, right? As someone said before, skill is one, talent is one. but the determination to make it is another. One thing I can tell you about the Carifta Games is that Grenada was a special place and a special team in the Carifta Games. One of your colleagues showed that you were able to fall down on the last 100 meters, get back up and come back second. I mean, that's hard. It's hard, yeah? And, and that alone, reflects the determination of the team.
It was a sad time for Coach Maxwell as he lost his mom on the same day the team traveled to the games. However, he is proud of the accomplishment of the team.
I think the climax would leave a memory in my head, but this group was quite a really hard-working group. We do not have the hundreds and digits of medals, but the medals we have, they are quality medal. Gold, silver, bronze. Also, the people who are not wearing medals, they have something, great experience and tenacity. They went out and they showed their greatness, as I was going to quote our Prime Minister. They showed their greatness, even if they don't have medals. The fight they gave, even into last night, when we had some people just jumping out of the comfort zone and say, I'm going to try in the relays and so on. They went out, even if they were sad they didn't medal, but that gave me, the spirit they gave really gave me that kind of a zeal to be, yes, I'm a Grenadian standing with you.
Speaking on behalf of the athletes was Ethan Sam.
So far, it's been a wonderful experience, and seeing the multiple personalities come together as one and really actually put their best foot forward and come back home with multiple medals as well. I myself came with a medal as well, so, and make Grenada proud and put Grenada on the world stage once again is a good feeling.
Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Senator the Honorable Sybil Francis, who accompanied the team to Trinidad, spoke of her experience at the games, cheering along the team.
I was assigned to sit in the VIP area, and on day one, when I got there, I'm like, VIP nothing. I am down in the stands with our Grenadian supporters, ensuring that our young people see, our athletes are seeing that we're not just here, or I am not just here as a government representative doing the professional work, but being on and in the forefront, celebrating and cheering them on as they go along. Every time I see a Grenadian name or hear a Grenadian name, athlete that is being said, whether on the mic or on the screen, I got instant goosebumps. Those who were there can attest that every time we were about to participate in any event, I will grab onto them or I would be like, oh my God, oh my God. Not because I was afraid, but just because every time you step forward, it gives me that renewed hope to continue to work and to serve you, the young people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
I am Karen Maureen Alexander reporting.
We thank Karine for this report. Grenada will soon have an honorary consul in Japan. Minister for Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development, Honorable Joseph Andel, has named Dr. Jacqueline Andel, Project Associate Professor at the University of Tokyo, as Grenada's honorary consul designate in Japan. He was speaking during a Grenada investment presentation as part of World Expo 2025 in Osaka, Kansai, Japan. The presentation, a collaboration between the Grenada Investment Development Corporation, GIDC, and the Investment Migration Agency, IMA, was designed to further showcase what Grenada has to offer in terms of investment, trade, and investment migration opportunities.
This expo has given us a wonderful opportunity to showcase our products, our talent, our culture, and our people with Japan and with the wider international community. We are grateful for this opportunity to share with you, to have you explore with us, chat with us, and to see and hear what it is that we have to offer by way of investment opportunities, trade opportunities, and investment migration opportunities. So our delegation was very specially chosen. We ensured that our investment migration agency is well represented here.
Dr. Andal, who was born in London to Grenadian parents, says there is a lot that Grenada can learn from Japan, which collaborates with Grenada in areas like environmental sustainability, fisheries, and disaster risk reduction.
Well, I think Japan has really showed itself to be a masterclass in terms of development. But if you look at how Japan developed itself, so I think just sort of advice from that point of view, it's understood that each country has its own unique challenges in terms of development. So I think that kind of advice, but also in terms of shaping certainly national disasters. It has a lot of experience. It has a lot of experience in national disasters and education. Educational exchanges, I think, would be really helpful and useful for Japanese youth.
The 2025 World Expo in Japan carries 3 sub-themes: saving lives, empowering lives, connecting lives. Grenada is participating under the sub-theme Empowering Lives, which emphasizes the importance of education, diversity, and inclusion, and seeks to explore how technology and social innovation can support social equality and equal opportunities for all. It is one of the roughly 10 Caribbean countries participating in the Expo, which expects as many as 28 million visitors, both domestic and international. Continuing the news, officials from the government of Grenada and the World Bank are meeting this week to conduct the midterm review of the Grenada Resilience Improvement Project, GRIP, assessing the progress of the U.S. $15 million initiative aimed at strengthening the country's climate and disaster resilience through critical infrastructure upgrades. The review, which runs from April 22nd to 25th, brings together representatives from the Ministry of Infrastructure Development, the Ministry of Finance, technical officers, and World Bank officials to review implementation milestones, examine challenges, and map out the next steps for the successful execution of the project. Funded by the World Bank, International Development Association, the GRIP project aims to improve Grenada's access to more disaster-resilient infrastructure, particularly in vulnerable areas to flooding and coastal erosion. The project will benefit approximately 50,000 people in the communities of Mikey, Soubise, and Balthazar, according to project manager Dr. Kelvin George. Despite the challenges, the project management team anticipates positive outcomes.
We had a restructuring of the project last year that completed in December. The project now has been upgraded from being, unsatisfactory, then moving to moderately satisfactory. So the project is on a good trajectory, and we anticipate that we will see some more positive implementation over the ensuing months and weeks.
Dr. George highlighted some of the key achievements, focusing on Balthazar.
Under component one, we're looking at the consultancy DNS for the Balthazar area. The ESIA and the ESMP, we had the draft, we received the draft that is being reviewed. The data characterization report completed, conceptual design completed, preliminary design completed, draft final design received, completed. And now we are about to get the detailed design and the final and the bidding documents. So that is being done, and we anticipate. In terms of the evaluation committee for the civil works, we already identified the evaluators, the CVs were collected, and we trust that once it's finalized and the bidding documents are completed, then those documents will be circulated to the evaluators.
One of the project's key components is focused on coastal protection along the Eastern Main Road at Soubise and Mikey, 2 low-lying communities that are already experiencing the effects of rising sea levels.
Under the design, the Soubise-Mikey area coastal protection, we got an SIA, which is a social impact assessment draft, We haven't gotten the ESIA, but we got the SIA. So we take that and we start reviewing that. I circulated that to the social specialist, and it's currently being reviewed on our side. The SMP and the ESIA, they work into trying to finalize a document. The data collection characterization report completed, coastal modeling completed. We have also the conceptual designs completed, preliminary designs. We can say it's completed. However, we had some discussion last week where we need to do some prioritization of the proposed designs, right? Within the context of the most vulnerable, those that are most vulnerable, the areas that are most vulnerable, and also the budget or the funding envelope that is there to undertake that component. And we also look at what the community is saying.
Dr. George stated that the project management team is actively working to meet all deliverable deadlines, aiming to complete the project within the scheduled time frame. The project is expected to conclude in 2027. Stay with us. The GIS News will return after these messages.
Grenada is on a track to become a Caribbean trendsetter for waste management and recycling. We are establishing a recycling culture to rid our landfill, our country, of plastic waste. Under the OECS Recycle Pilot Project, residents and the business sector are being encouraged to see the potential in plastic. Every day, plastic bottles can be stored and prepared for collection and recycling. Plastic is not waste. There is investment opportunity in plastic recycling, sustainable clean water, food safety, beautiful beaches, marine spaces, and a potential arena for investment for OECS entrepreneurs. Let's recycle and explore avenues to convert plastic into profit.
Recycle OECS. Green actions, blue oceans.
If there's one thing we know for sure, life is an unpredictable journey, full of twists and turns, but no matter where it takes you, the National Insurance Scheme is here, ready to support you every step of the way. Sickness benefits ensures that you can focus on recovery, not financial stress. Maternity allowance and grant provides essential support to start your beautiful journey of parenthood. The unemployment benefits act as a safety net, giving you peace of mind during challenging times. Employment injuries can be daunting, but NIS provides comprehensive coverage, including injury benefit, medical expenses, disablement, and death benefits. At NIS, your well-being is priority. Now you can face challenges confidently, knowing that support is just a claim away. Contact us today to find out more about the range of benefits or visit our website at www.nisgrenada.org.
Agriculture plays an important yet underrated role in the economies of Caribbean islands. While not completely self-sustaining, it plays a vital role in enhancing food security. Climate variables such as unpredictable rainfall patterns and excessive heat often cause farmers to face unprecedented challenges.
Where there is the expectation of increased heat, that can affect the development of the crops, of the livestock, as well as for dairy production. We can see a decrease in the dairy production. Heat also plays an effect on human health as well. We would want to ensure that farmers wear protective clothing, make sure that they keep themselves well hydrated, shift the hours, of the exposure outside. That is an option as well that you can look at.
While certain regions may experience prolonged droughts, predictions also raise concerns regarding heavy rainfall, hurricanes, and flooding.
The expected increases in the tropical cyclone activity, those strong winds can have an impact on your crops. That can have an impact on your infrastructure for the farmers, who would have the crops above ground. For those periods of time, maybe you can plant some root crops, that's an option. So there's several things that the farmer can do, to adapt to our ever-changing climate.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources launched a new initiative on Monday aimed at tackling the scourge of predial larceny across the island. Out of 200 applicants, 45 predial larceny prevention recruit officers began a 5-week training program at Camp Salines under the supervision of the RGPF Training School to be inducted as the newest members of the Predial Larceny Task Force. This program is part of the ministry's efforts to strengthen its human resources and empower the unit to effectively address predial larceny, thereby significantly reducing the threat to farmers and safeguarding Grenada's food security. In officially opening the Predial Larceny Task Force training, Minister of Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources, Honorable Lennox Andrews, encouraged the trainees to fully engage with the training modules and to approach the issue of predial larceny with objectivity when dealing with offenders.
If we, in fact, can not just control, but eradicate predial larceny in our country, then we would be making one of the biggest contributions to the social and economic transformation of our homeland and of our people. That's the importance of what you will be doing. So you got to be firm, but you got to be fair. Those who are involved in predial larceny, they are well organized. I could tell you that, because I talked to some of them. They're well organized. You see the items by the roadside, the 2 bags by the roadside? It's because a vehicle is passing to collect them. Yeah? They know where the market is. Yeah? They know at what time of the day to go out and collect what they have to collect.
PS Isaac Bagwan praised the Predial Larceny unit within the ministry for their dedication in launching the training program, referring to predial larceny as the cancer of the agricultural sector. He commended the recruits for making the bold step to be part of the change, but advised them that the task ahead is not an easy one.
The Ministry of Agriculture is happy that you have been selected. We hope that you could stay the course. We do expect that you take your work seriously. We are at the ministry putting a number of structures in place. As you know, you'll be deployed into various districts based on the agricultural districts. Of course, it is not an 8-to-4 job. For those of you who had that notion that you come in 8 to 4, then please get that notion out of your head, because the criminals don't knock off at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah? They continue to work. They continue to work on weekends. They continue to work on holidays. We have to understand how they think, how they react, and of course to be able to be a step ahead, because quite frankly, some of them are much smarter than us and they keep ahead. So we have to also be on top of the game. So the Ministry of Agriculture is very committed to this process. We have a budgetary allocation of approximately $600,000 that we put in towards this unit. Again, it is not 2 separate units, it is 1 unit under the RGPF. Of course, the Ministry of Agriculture under Inspector Daniel would manage that aspect, but we do expect some of the issues that would come up may be criminal in intent, and of course the police have to do the initial investigation, etc. And you, of course, would supplement and to be able to follow through.
The course curriculum includes tutorials on powers and duties, general governance, pocketbook entry, report writing and statements, powers and modes of arrest, human rights, escorting prisoners, personal and professional development, ethics in law enforcement, public speaking, the justice system, and more. Superintendent Holly George emphasized that the recruitment of these officers has been long overdue, highlighting its importance in securing Grenada's food security and addressing the challenges posed by predial larceny.
We had partnered in the past with the Ministry of Agriculture, and there was a vibrant predial larceny team that experienced a lot of difficulties, and though it's still alive, it's struggling. So you coming in at this juncture, a new blood, is ideal and very, very important. So I want you to understand the importance of the undertaking that you're about to engage in. I want to encourage you to give it your all, give it your best, because you will be standing in the gap to help try and revive our food security within Grenada. And I'm very concerned about it because not only the prairie larceny, but the thieves are stealing the crops of the farmers. That is very frustrating.
Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell, in an official statement on the passing of His Holiness Pope Francis, hailed him as a humble servant leader and a powerful voice for the poor and marginalized. Pope Francis passed away on Easter Monday at the age of 88, leaving the world in mourning. In his tribute, Prime Minister Mitchell noted that the Pope's influence resonated far beyond the walls of the Vatican and in the hearts of people across the Catholic faith. He championed peace and unity and was a true advocate for preserving the earth. He further stated, and I quote, Pope Francis' leadership inspired millions to see the world not through the lens of division, but through the eyes of mercy and love. Even in his time of illness, he dared to serve with courage and humility. This should be a lesson for all of us to follow, unquote. Prime Minister Mitchell extended heartfelt condolences to the global Catholic community and especially to the members of the Catholic faith in Grenada. Continuing the news, it's a promise fulfilled for the residents of the Monrush community as Senator the Honorable Claudette Joseph officially commissioned a new play park in the area. A special ceremony was held on Easter Sunday to mark the occasion, attended by residents including parents and children from Mount Rush Chinese Housing Complex. The facility has been a long-standing request from the community dating back to 2018. At the time, Senator Joseph, then serving as a resident of the town of St. George, erected a swing on the very same spot as a kind gesture. Unfortunately, it was later removed. Now, years later, the play area has been transformed and officially rebuilt bigger and better. The new park features a merry-go-round, a 4-seater swing set, a slide, and a seesaw.
Before I became a minister of government, when I was coming through this community, one of the things that was pointed out by the residents, and that was also observed, is the need to enhance community spaces, to improve what we have and to build new community spaces, not just throughout the town of St. George, but indeed the whole of Grenada. And if you notice, our government, your government, we have been focusing a lot on playgrounds, community centers, sporting facilities, anything that will build community, create a sense of well-being among people, promote healthy and active lifestyles, because these are the things that we acknowledge as essential components in building a strong, vibrant, productive society.
Resident Kalistra Faria spoke on behalf of the community, expressing heartfelt thanks for the investment not only in their neighborhood, but more importantly in the lives of the children.
I remember the first attempt to build something here. A simple swing set put up right on this very spot behind me. But that small beginning didn't go the way we hoped. Thanks to the support of the government of Grenada and the tireless efforts and leadership of Senator Claudette Joseph, this play area is no longer a dream deferred. It is a promise fulfilled. Senator, we thank you for seeing beyond party lines, beyond obstacles, and for recognizing the true value of investing in our children's joy and well-being. This space is more than swings and slides. It is healing. It is a community. It is proof that when we put our children first, we all win. Let's commit as residents, as parents, as guardians to take care of this park. This play park is more than just a gift to our children. It's a sign of continued investment in our people, in our neighborhoods, and in the belief that every child deserves a safe, beautiful place to play and to dream.
Senator Joseph emphasized that the playground is more than just a place for fun. It helps build cherished memories and fosters lifelong friendships.
These devices here are not just meant for them to play. They are also meant to help our children to build strong character. When we have children with strong character, we know that our future is safe, that our future is secured. I know the community appreciates it because the parents have reached out to me. They've sent me WhatsApp messages. They've made phone calls. They've seen me in public and stopped and say thank you for the playground. They have expressed relief that the children will now be centered in this safe area as opposed to running up and down in the streets. One person said to me they always so afraid that the children will get knocked down by the vehicle. So now they are in a safe space.
The newly commissioned play park now stands as a testament to perseverance, community spirit, and the importance of creating safe, joyful spaces for children to grow. Stay with us. We'll have more news when we return.
Dominica is living up to its reputation as the Nature Isle and its goal to be a resilient country. We are establishing a recycling culture, ridding our landfill of plastic waste. Under the Recycle OACS pilot project, residents and business owners are being encouraged to see the potential in plastic. Every day, plastic bottles can be sorted and prepared for collection and recycling. Plastic is not waste. There is opportunity in plastic recycling. Our health and the unmatched pristine Dominica environment protected, and the potential arena for investment for OACS entrepreneurs. Let's explore the possibilities and turn plastic into profit.
Recycle OECS. Green actions, blue oceans.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with but a step. So the journey of a year begins with but a sec. 1 second is the difference between old and new. The difference between what you have done and what you have to do. 1 second is the difference between who you were and who you are going to be. The difference between a year of expectations and a year of memories. Awaiting you is a year of opportunities and new moves. Just one final second to reflect. And then we must embrace indeed. I reckon 1 second is all we need.
Welcome back. Grenada's culture was on full display at the 2025 World Expo in Osaka, Kansai, Japan. The country's cultural ambassadors captivated the hearts of those who witnessed their performances at Grenada Day, the pop-up stage, and the Grenada Investment presentation at World Expo 2025 in Japan. Their story at the official opening of the celebrations to mark Grenada Day on Saturday. Grenada Day sent the message that Grenada is the ideal place to visit to ease the burdens and stress of life. A highlight of the festivities was the traditional mass parade featuring the Grenadian vehicle, Short Knee, Jab, and Shakespeare Mass from Caracou. Minister for Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development, Honorable Joseph Andal, joined the lively procession which took place under the Grand Ring. Here is a taste of what the team had to offer at the opening, the traditional mass parade and the pop-up stage. And now a look at the weather forecast valid into tomorrow morning. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy with light to moderate showers. Winds will blow east-southerly to southeasterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour, becoming variable to calm at times. Seas moderate with waves 4 to 6 feet in northerly to northeasterly swells. Tomorrow's sunrise will be at 5:50 a.m. That brings us to the end of the GIS news for today, Tuesday, 22nd April 2025. To recap the top stories, government and sporting officials welcome home the Grenada Carifta team after an outstanding performance in the regional games, and Foreign Affairs Minister Honorable Joseph Andal announces Grenada's honorary consul in Japan. Before we wrap up tonight's newscast, please note that the GIS News broadcast will not be aired tomorrow, Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025. This is to facilitate the live broadcast of the Government of Grenada's Town Hall meeting taking place at the St. John's Anglican School in Guelph, St. John. We invite everyone to tune in and be part of the discussion. The meeting will be broadcast live from 6 p.m. on all GIS platforms and Channel 22. On behalf of the entire news and production team here at the Government Information Service, I am Chrisanne Mitchell saying thank you for joining us.